Did you guys get your tickets or what? We're almost
Not
there.
yet.
Oh, come
Let's
on.
get a
Supposed
month.
to get him today, but got a little sidetracked.
We are officially less than a month out of the release of Superman. I'm so fucking excited. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the final trailer this week.
I know. It was a good one too. They showed a lot of they've done a really good job of showing like I don't know if you've watched it, Marvin, because I know you don't like trailers and stuff, but they've done a really good job of like just showing like basically extended clips of the same clips over and over again. Like they haven't really shown a lot of stuff. I think the majority of what we've seen happens in like at the beginning of the movie, James Gunn said.
Right.
So
Yep.
I'm pretty curious. The marketing has continued to ramp up for the movie, it's so funny. Like they had a video with that, that dude on TikTok or social media, he does the fucking chocolate like carvings. He does like really intricate chocolate like statues
I
and
haven't
stuff.
seen that.
He did
No,
one.
I haven't seen that.
They're doing augmented reality in all parts of the world. There was like the Superman emblem popped up on the Eiffel Tower and like on the Empire State Building as like a crop circle somewhere. I think they did one in Brazil and like the beach, like in the sand. It's pretty fucking cool.
Damn.
They were
Yeah.
not kidding about the summer of Superman.
Maybe I will get my ticket since I found the one true IMAX theater in the region.
The one true IMAX theater.
Well, not the region. There's a lot in the region, but like the main city near me.
Yeah, so actually my buddy George and I, we're gonna have to go to the IMAX theater that I was telling you guys about. And there's so for those listening or watching, I was talking about in New York in the city, there's a Lincoln Square. Their IMAX theater is considered like the best IMAX theater in the country. It's like 96 feet long and fucking 76 feet high or some shit. It's like crazy immersive. And so I wanted to see it on that screen. We tried to snag the pre-sale for Amazon. They did it. Amazon Prime did a deal with them where you could like see the movie early, a few days early. But we tried to snag those tickets, but they sold out like instantaneously.
Oh, scalpers got them.
Probably, yeah.
Probably. That's probably going for like $300.
It's also like way more expensive just generally, like just to get into that movie theater is more expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the actual
I haven't
movie.
checked what my prices are. I should check.
Yeah, I'm just going to see it
like
standard
$13
opening weekend.
I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah. No, it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Got to take the kids, though, and taking 4 people to the movie theater, IMAX. That's a costly trip.
You need to take out a loan for that.
Yeah.
I saw James Gunn talked about something about how like if you have the chance you should see it in 3D. He was like really like praising the 3D quality.
They do have it in real 3D at the theater I'm going to, but I don't know if I want to do it.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge 3D guy.
I'm not putting on fucking dumbass glasses to see a movie.
Yeah, I've seen some of the Marvel movies in 3D, and I don't know. It's never been like really my thing. What I have heard is cool, though. I think Kevin Smith has talked about it, and Ed, shout out. He's seen a couple of movies he calls it the D box, but I think it's called 4DX. And it's
they get fucking water and people spitting on you and all kinds of shit. I don't want that.
See sinners in that shit and you fucking never mind. I was gonna say something gross.
You get shot.
I was gonna say you smell the smells of like the fucking everybody's sweating in the fucking
the stank.
Yeah. Nah, but that shit sounds cool though. Like rock your chair and shit. But I think the 4DX2 is also like it has movies that are like filmed for it. I think it does something like there's side panels that extend the actual like movie, so it like fully encapsulates you a little bit. But I think those movies have to be specifically filmed for it. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but he always says it's like how cool it is.
So I was just looking at the one that I probably will go to.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie comes out on the 11th, right?
Yep. 10th, but technically 11th, but 10th. You could see it on the 10th. Okay.
Yeah, because I see the 10th at 3:30.
Yeah, I'm going on the 10th, baby. I'm gonna see this bitch like 17 times, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, $13 for.
That's not bad. That's cheap.
IMAX.
That's cheap. They ain't New York prices. I'll tell you what. Here it's like 25.
What's yours?
Bucks.
Like 26.
Yeah, Oof. Minimum. Then you got
a matinee.
Fucking scam.
We're going at like 7, I think, on the 10th.
Oh, you're going prime time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably probably $12, $15 matinee. Yeah. Ticket prices are like $20, but if you go matinee, it's like $12, $15.
So 6 o'clock. No, it's still the same. If I go at 6 p.m., it's 13. It looks like it's the same price all day.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What do you think about the footage we've seen so far, Dusty? You haven't really given your opinion on it too much. You just let me kind of like dick suck it a little bit.
Well, you do a good job.
Thanks.
You're a good dick sucker.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the movie. I don't know if old Nick is going to top Michael Rosenbaum's Lex, but
you don't think so? Well, I don't know about Michael Rosenbaum's, but I think he looks fucking great as Lex.
He does. He looks good.
Not just looks. I'm saying like he's like really selling that like I fucking hate this dude. He didn't earn what he was given, like type of thing. Because Marvin, you probably don't even know Lex's whole deal, right? Because you only watched the 1978 Superman, which is really not
correct.
Gene Hackman is great, but that's not really Lex Luthor from the comics. Lex in the comics, he's like a genius. And he's basically like Elon Musk essentially, and he wants to like save humanity. He is Superman, but like the evil essentially. He doesn't have the powers. He just has the brain, and like he wants to do what his vision or version of saving humanity is. And he's like very jealous, for lack of a better word, of Superman, because Superman gets all the praise and all the credit and has all the gifts and the powers and stuff that he quote didn't earn. Like in All-Star Superman, Lex Luthor is like working out and getting muscle, and he does an interview with Clark, and he's like see, I fucking earned what I have. Like Superman was just born with it. Like he just thinks he just thinks Superman is like cheap and didn't earn anything. So I think Holt is like really kind of like selling that in the dialogue that I've seen so far.
Yeah. The only weird thing that I thought about all the visuals was the flying scene where it looks like the camera like rotates to the side of him while you're watching him fly. It looked a little funny to me, but
the end one where you actually are like next to him flying.
Yeah, it
like
starts out in front
clip?
of him.
Yeah,
at the end of the clip, it starts in front of him and then it rotates around to the side of him. It looked. I was like, I don't know about that cinematography pick, but we'll see.
Well, he said years ago, at this point, that the flight scenes in Superman are going to be or heavily inspired by Top Gun.
Oh, yeah.
And so in the Chris Reeve Superman films, like you're watching him fly. And he's on like he's on like obviously ropes and shit, and he's doing the motions and stuff. And I mean, whatever, for the time it looks cool, but you're like watching him do it, right?
That's cool. Yeah, I like it.
You're like a third.
Well, I mean,
party
okay with
it.
different angle cuts as well, but like it's like it almost feels like you can tell like he's got a camera mounted on him and it's following. It kind of lost the illusion a little bit almost. It's like, that's a cool camera trick, but that's a camera trick. So you just kind of took me out of it.
Well,
we have to wait to see it in its totality.
But I'm trying to hold all my reservations about everything. I've watched the trailer once and that was it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going into the Easter eggs or the breaking down. I kind of want to see the whole thing fresh. So that's why I don't really have much of an opinion on it yet.
That's fair.
Good. I love that. Fuck opinions.
Marvin
you
approves.
see the actual finished product. Yeah.
The thing that I was
These trailer dissections and shit starting to piss me off now.
Yeah, I know. The thing that I was gonna say is with the Christopher Reeve Superman, you had like a fixed perspective, like watching him fly. They did that again in Superman Returns. Man of Steel changed it up a little bit. You don't really see him fly that much in that movie. Like he does, but it's not like, you know, in the scene where like his first flight or whatever, like it's like you're the camera trying to keep up with him, right? With this one, it almost feels like they're putting you like literally with him, like you're almost flying with him is kind of how it feels a little bit, which could be cool if it's done well. And I think we saw a little bit of these cinematography tricks in Guardians 3, if you remember, with Adam Warlock. Like Adam Warlock's flight scenes, you were like very close up on him, and like it seems like it's probably going to be very similar. Yeah, so I'm excited about Superman. Can't wait to see it. We're going to talk about it here, folks. So be sure to subscribe if you have not done so, and check back with us if you're interested in hearing our thoughts on Superman. A super fan's super thoughts on Superman. There you go. What do you think of that? Them bars, Marvin.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Be the first one I've seen more than once at the movie theater in a while. So yeah.
You're going to see it multiple times?
Yeah, going to see it in standard and then in IMAX after that. And then maybe real D, 3D. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to see this in IMAX first. I can't
get
another shitty experience.
Yeah.
Like Sinners.
Yeah. Dude, you had mentioned Sinners, and I had the same experience because I saw it at the local theater, the little one up the block from my house. And like there was so much shit that I missed in the theater that I went back and watched it on my computer or whatever, on my TV, and I was like, oh shit, I was like, I didn't even notice this last time.
A whole different movie almost, yeah.
What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
Welcome back, folks. This is episode 135. We're talking about Fountain of Youth today. It's an Apple TV movie. Apple TV hasn't failed us yet when it comes to shows. Movies so far, hasn't really been that great. What was that last one we watched, Dusty? You and I talked about it because Marvin didn't watch it, or he watched the wrong movie that week.
I don't know.
Oh, that was that. No,
the monster movie. That was directed.
Oh yeah,
that was directed by the guy who did the Black Phone.
Oh, that was the one that had like a crazy budget. What was the name of that movie? Jesus.
Yeah, it's that about sums up our thoughts.
You're talking about Ochi?
No, Ochi. What? We haven't even talked about that movie.
Ochi? I don't even know that.
I'm talking about fucking the Gorge.
Oh, the
there
Gorge.
It is. The
Gorge. Right.
Well, that about sums up our thoughts on the Gorge when we watched it. And now we've got Fountain of Youth, so we'll see if that one is a little bit better for Apple. Again, they got their shows down pat. Nothing wrong there, but maybe the movies need a little bit of work. We'll see.
I mean, they're going down the big budget aisle, so they're gonna either eventually get it. They're gonna be like this, but get a little bit better, or they're gonna stay like this because they're stepping out of there.
I liked the Gorge. The Gorge was a decent movie. Just was it, But yeah, how's your guys' week?
Pretty good.
Oh man, I haven't been watching much. Watching a little bit of anime stuff.
Watching nothing.
I've actually been reading this book called
Lord of the Rings.
Hell. What is it? What is it called? What is this book called? It's called Fiend, actually.
Fiend.
So, yeah, I got on this kick of like, oh man, I want to read some zombie shit. So I hopped on Reddit as I do, and got some recommendations for books. So this book is about zombie apocalypse, but the twist is that everyone alive is a tweaker, like they smoke meth, and that they're the only ones that survived.
Interesting.
It's pretty good.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's kind of short. It's like 220 pages, so I'm about done with it. It's called Fiend.
Fiend.
Now I'm surprised you didn't go with The Walking Dead.
I didn't want to read a comic.
Oh,
I just wanted to read like an actual book. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Graphic novels.
Because I was over here getting ready to show you something. If you're in the mood for reading stuff, I just saw that Absolute Swamp Thing is on sale. It's like $100.
Absolute Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Graphic novel?
Oh, yep. Graphic novel by Alan Moore. It is the unbelievable run of Swamp Thing by by Alan Moore. You've read this, I'm sure, Dusty, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's three.
Been a while.
There's 3 hardcovers. The first one is $56 on sale right now, almost 50% off. It's usually about $100. There's 3 collections. This run by Alan Moore also features the debut of DC character John Constantine, Marvin.
Ooh, that's fire.
Yeah, Swamp Thing is fucking
What is
great.
it called?
Absolute Swamp Thing.
Oh, Absolute.
Yeah.
I'll add it to my list.
Yep, very, very good.
Little Batman versus Spawn.
Batman vs. Spawn's a good one, yeah. Did you just show that? I missed it.
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't really watched much either. I've just been not really doing anything. Doing a lot of gaming lately.
What are you playing?
Tarkov.
Oh.
You still playing the PvE mode, or are you playing?
You might as well just download and start playing Scum, Dan.
I'm going to. It came out today. Today's the 1.0 release.
Did it?
Yeah, you gonna play it or what? We gonna revisit
I might
it?
hop on. Yeah.
You and me are the
I'm waiting for Grounded.
You and me are the Scum Kings. Marvin, you didn't seem very excited about the Grounded 2 announcement. What's going on with you? You all right? You depressed or?
No, it looks good. I
were
wasn't
just
at
like-
home when you posted it.
Nah, because you were just like, meh. You're like, it looks good. You just didn't seem very excited. I thought you loved that game with me.
I do love that game. It looks good. I just would like. I need to see more.
It looks the same. It's
I know
the same
the
game.
map's big, so it's the same game, but it's just
It's the same game.
DLC basically.
I think so. I don't really know why they did a Grounded 2 instead of just adding on to the first one. I was talking to my buddy Corey about it. He works in game development, so he was saying kind of like, it could be many reasons. Like maybe it's like engine related, that they didn't just want to overhaul the first game. It could be marketing related. It's way harder to market like a DLC than it is to just market a whole new game.
Yeah,
and
that's probably what it is.
The first one blew up, so I'd imagine that's probably why. And also some tech stuff. I had heard that like Grounded, the first one, like ran like shit on some of the older consoles. So maybe that's kind of why too. But
interesting.
It's the same. It literally just looks like the same game. They got like new fighting mechanics. It looks like some new like new builds, new different like the mutations and skills and stuff like that are different. You have mounts now, so you could ride like spiders and ants and shit, which is something that we wanted in the first one.
That's great. Yeah.
And it's different. It's like a park now, so it's like I think what did I say, 6 times the size or 3 times the size of the original one.
3 times. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited. It's just like more of the same game. Good. That's just great.
Yeah. I wonder what the story's going to be. I hope there's some good additions there.
Well, just briefly from the trailer, the kids are at this park. They're getting honored. It's like a year. It's like 2 years. It's like the 2-year anniversary of what happened.
Yeah.
And then something happens like at their little like
they get shrunk
their
again.
Ceremony. Yeah.
That's funny.
Looks
so
cool.
I mean that's good, but I guess we won't get the inside of the house yet, like we have been wanting for so very long.
No,
that's gonna be a game changer when they open up the house. Oh my god!
Well, I don't even think the first map is in it, so I don't know what it would be now. I mean, I know there's one location that looks sick. It's like a toppled over like ice cream cart, so it's like all frozen.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
I saw that.
Like that looks cool. Yeah, I don't know. That
Tundra. Yeah, that's cool.
That game has just like endless opportunities, personally, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they could do a DLC where they redo the house on the new engine or whatever it is they have, and just do like open up, like you get in a car or something and go back to the house.
Like, have you guys ever seen the movie Borrowers? The Borrowers?
I don't think so.
Sounds familiar, but
it's like 90s. It's got the guy from Righteous Gemstones.
John Goodman?
John Goodman. Yeah, John Goodman's in it.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's just basically about these little people, and they're like living in people's homes, and they got like all the little contraptions and stuff, just kind of like Grounded or like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or whatever. But it's good because they go through like different places. Like they end up going to this soda factory and all this stuff. This is good. I love that movie as a kid. It's like one of my favorites.
Have I seen this? I feel like I must have seen this as a kid, but
you
I don't
probably
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was one of my favorites.
Have you been watching Gemstones, Marvin, or not?
Marvin,
Did you give up
pulling
on
out a classic Dan hasn't seen.
Got him. I have not been watching Gemstones. I finished that second season, and I need to finish third and fourth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're liking it though.
Oh yeah, it's funny. It's really funny. Yeah,
Nice.
I want to watch that, and then Vice Principals.
Oh yeah, Vice Principals is the shit. I know we don't talk about games here a lot on the show, but for those of you at home, folks, Grounded, unironically one of the best games I think I've ever played. It's really, really good. Very well thought out, like in every aspect. Love it.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I haven't been watching anything. Dusty, you been watching anything or what?
Yeah, I actually caught up on a few things and started watching some stuff. I'm watching Murderbot right now. It's pretty good. Skarsgård plays the robot that hacked.
I didn't know that was
himself
out.
and oh yeah. It's week to week, so you could just let it build up right now since
good.
so many are out. But that's pretty good. Resident Alien, started watching that. Those first couple episodes were released, and that's week to week.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
That's out too.
Yeah, he mentioned the first episode last week dropped, and I just hadn't gotten around to watching it.
Yeah, they put it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Resident Alien. I'm thinking of Alien Earth.
Oh no. Yeah, that's not till next month.
Yeah. Okay.
And I started watching Stick. That's Owen Wilson's golf show. It's actually hilarious. He's got an old curmudgeon partner that he gets on the road with. It's kind of like We're the Millers, except it's golf. Because it's just a group of different people that get together and go on this golf road trip. But it's a comedy. It's pretty funny. And I watched the Pee-wee documentary, Dan. Did you get around to watching that?
I haven't. Was it good?
Oh.
It's good. It actually is really good. It's
pretty sad, I'm assuming, right? Yeah.
Very, very sad. Makes you angry quite a bit.
Oh, I bet.
Even. But yeah, really, really good. I actually forgot how many famous actors were in Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's insane.
And then you've seen the Tim Burton movie, right? Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah. I didn't know that they put out one like in 2016. I have not seen that one. There's
they did
a recent
that
one, like Pee-wee's Circus or whatever it was. I think it was
Pee-wee's.
I don't remember. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Pee-wee's
Big Holiday.
Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
It was a Netflix one.
Yeah, so
I
gonna
didn't
have
know
to
about
watch that one. But also started watching a show called Department Q. It's like
what is that?
It's like a British cop drama. It's kind of like a Sherlock Holmes meets House.
Okay.
You know, because he got shot in the neck and survived, and he's like a brilliant detective or whatever. So now he's dealing with his wound and what happened to him and how it happened, and still being an asshole to everybody because he's smarter than everybody.
Is it as good as my boy?
Interesting.
What's his name? The fuck was that show that we all loved and the movie ruined it?
Luther,
yeah. Is it as good as my boy Luther?
Oh, not as of yet, but it's pretty good.
No, Luther's
it's
like
pretty
real
good. And I got some bad news. I tried to get Christina to watch The Wire. We're 2 episodes in, and she said it's just okay right now.
You know,
that's fine. I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Say it, Marvin. Say it.
I'm not. It's gonna be
because she's white.
Well, I asked her if she's ever seen a cop show.
No, it's not that.
It's not that.
She's like, name some cop shows. I was like, do you like cop shows? She's like, not really. I said, have you ever seen any? She's like, name some off. I was like, I'd named off, I don't know, 15 or so. She's like, I've never seen them. Maybe that's why.
Wait, did C not like The Wire too? Is that why you were going down that road, Marvin?
Yes.
Do you think it's like a woman thing?
Slow for her, maybe. I don't know. Well, she's like anti-mainstream stuff a lot of times.
Hipster, all right.
She's like a hipster type. Yeah, like Breaking Bad. She doesn't want to watch Breaking Bad. I'm like, why?
That's crazy.
She doesn't want to watch Game of Thrones. She doesn't want to watch anything.
That's fair. Okay. Hey,
I mean, she watches stuff, but
I don't know if I told you, but I made Nick watch Nick, I didn't make him. He eventually watched The Wire because he hadn't gotten around to it, and he kind of had the same reaction. He's like, yeah, it was okay. He's like, it wasn't great. It was just okay. But
Nick, what the fuck?
I mean, listen, I understand it's a slower show. It's a procedural show, so it doesn't have a lot of like visceral. I mean, it does, but it's different. It doesn't have a lot of like, I don't know.
It's more character arc than anything.
It's a character story. It's a character drama. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, it's like plot 100% of the time. So
like Nick's a big Sopranos guy.
Definitely
he's
harder
like
to watch, I guess.
He was like, "Oh, it's not as good as The Sopranos," and I'm like, I don't know, man. I think it's better than The Sopranos by a long shot.
They're so different to
I
me.
know.
Like,
It's a different show, but yeah.
Sopranos is so light as far as like,
well, that's
it's not just 100% plot like The Wire.
Yeah. Well, listen, not everything is for everybody. That's
Yep.
what we've that's what
fair.
we're learning
Yeah.
here on the podcast. Except Marvin has
Yep.
liked just about everything we've made him watch so far. So
I can't wait to dislike Lord of the Rings. That's gonna be great.
that's gonna be crazy. Actually, you know what's funny? Speaking of things you've watched, did you guys and documentaries? Did you guys see the documentary that's coming out for the 50th anniversary of Jaws? It's gonna be on Hulu. Looks really
I think you
good.
posted a trailer that I watched or something.
I think I did. Yeah, that looks really good.
I don't think I watched it. No.
I'm excited to watch that.
I need to. Man, I used to love documentaries, but I haven't been watching any recently.
I feel like they're only on. Well, you know why it is because we watch things differently.
Yeah,
like we don't
That's
get.
true.
We don't get like. I feel like the methods by which we watch things don't really promote documentaries.
right.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Oh,
I did watch a different movie. I forgot. I totally watched this. There was a Tyler Perry movie that just came out recently called Straw.
Ain't no way that was good.
It wasn't good at all. I don't know what his deal is with not hiring
I never liked
like
that
actual
dude.
writers and stuff. Like he's a billionaire, right? And he's got this crazy studio.
Is he a billionaire?
And I don't know if he's like, I don't know like the specifics. I think all of his assets combined, he's a billionaire.
Oh yeah, according to Forbes, his net worth is estimated at 1.4 billion. Damn, good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, you say good for him, right? But he isn't like he's like anti what's the fucking word? Union. He's like anti-union.
Yeah,
So
of course
he's like
he is. He's a billionaire.
I know, but
yeah, he's well, it's that fuck money. When you get that much money,
Yeah.
you can be as anti-capitalist as you want to be.
You don't become a
'Cause
billionaire.
you're like, fuck money.
You don't become a billionaire by being pro-worker. You just don't.
for sure, yeah. It's just the way he built his old empire. And then I don't know. You would think he would give
Yeah.
back more, but of course he doesn't. So.
No, of course not. Nobody. They never do.
But I like the premise of the movie. It was kind of like I actually saw a post explaining it very well. It was like a capitalism horror movie about like basically in the movie everything that could go wrong was going wrong, and like the lady wasn't getting any help or anything. So like she got evicted, her fucking kid dies, she gets fired from her job. She ends up like robbing this bank, and it's like this like domino effect of like when something bad happens and then the next bad thing happens. So it was a cool premise, but the writing wasn't that great. The dialogue wasn't that great. And I think it's just because he doesn't put out the money to like actual good writers and stuff. He tries to do it all himself so he could just reap most of the profits. So
I could see that.
that's what it
being a
seems
thing.
like. I could be totally wrong, but that's what it seems like.
Probably says it was written by him too. So who knows?
Taraji is good. I don't know if you remember her. She was in like Hustle and Flow. I think she was in the Color Purple 2 movie.
I know what you're talking about.
She's a pretty good actor. So yeah, she definitely carried that movie.
Her, right? Taraji Henson. Am I not sharing my screen?
Yes, you are,
Yeah.
but I usually have the other one, Max.
Oh, okay.
Of all us.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. So I mean,
okay.
it's probably worth a watch, maybe, but
Right. That's fair.
kind of more of the same black woman trauma.
Right. Yeah. You
Who
know,
loves that?
I had a little bit of a thought this week. I was on a walk, and I was thinking about, you know, how I've been talking about how like the trends sort of circle back on themselves. We talked about it, I think, last week with the slate car, and like how there's just like this.
Yeah, 80s is coming back.
Yeah,
80s.
it's just like in
design.
a lot of trends,
Simple.
like trends start to circle back on themselves. And I think we're seeing, for the positive, I think we're starting to see an overall like fatigue on tech. And there's like a total unanimous like aggression towards AI, which is good. I don't know anybody that likes or wants AI in their lives. the way that these companies are trying to push it. And I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if like brick and mortar.
Well, it's just because they want to collect all your fucking data with it. They want to put it in all your devices and have it listen to you so they can fucking send ads to you.
Yep.
So I was wondering as I was walking, I was like, I wonder if like brick and mortar like video rental stores will ever come back. I can't remember if I brought it up to you guys or not. But
yeah, you did.
Yeah, we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about the convenience. Like I said, there's not a lot of walkable cities really. Like that was
what I do remember that.
Kind of saying. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Like it would be cool to just like ride your bike a couple blocks over, pick up a movie, you know?
I just missed that experience of like, oh, what do you guys want to do? Oh, let's go rent a movie. Spend like an hour in the movie in Blockbuster or whatever, like looking at shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I guess it's hard because you could just browse digitally too,
but
right?
It's not
like,
the same.
It's definitely not the same, but
I love.
You're talking about a generation of kids who have always had a screen in their face, like grew up with like smartphones and tablets in their face since they were babies.
I love the convenience of living the digital life, but I would still go if I had a video store up the block. I think I still would go rent movies.
Yeah,
it's just the experience of it. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
I feel that.
Maybe I'm just getting nostalgic because I'm old, but I don't know.
I think it is something to it. It's just
different because it's like remember when like. You got to like wait for it to come in stock too, because it's like a popular rental, and it's like, oh, it's not in.
Like, yeah.
And then you get on the wait list, and then you go, but then it like finally shows up, and you're like, oh fuck, like all right, it's here. I got it. I got it at my house. Whatever it is, you're like, I got it, and then you get to watch it, and it's just different. It's just a different experience.
Yeah, no, it was great, and I remember going into like Blockbuster or whatever, and you know, they got like the fucking popcorn with the tub that you can get. They got all the candy and stuff. So it's kind of like the theater, but it's kind of different, you know?
Oh my God. I miss it so much. Maybe it'll come back. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like it could. I think, because like, I think we talked about it when we did talk about it the first time. Like, you know, we say digital is convenient, but like, it's convenient until it's not. And I feel like we've gotten to the point where it's no longer convenient because most people have to have 4 or 5 different services that all are expensive. The prices are only going up. They're giving you ads with the prices going up. Like the convenience factor is no longer there. I don't know.
Nah, it's. I mean, if you think about too, just the lack of time that you have, just living in. I hate to say, you know, capitalist society, you don't have any, don't have as much free time to go and do these things that you actually want to do. So
yeah, it's fair.
You just take the digital approach because it's less time consuming.
That's true.
It all comes back to capitalism, and it's draining 60% of our lives weekly. So
yeah, but cool. I do feel too, like what happens if like, you know, this Dusty could agree with me because he's a doomsday prepper, but like if like the internet goes out and like you know the power grid goes, well, not the power grid, but like internet goes out, you got like you got a collection. If your internet goes out, you have like nothing to do. Like literally, your life is
fucked.
Yeah, you could read, but like it's not the same. Like you can't really do anything. But with a VCR or a DVD player, like you could just still pop in a movie. Dusty's smiling because he probably still has a collection of DVDs and shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still have some Blu-ray. I still got a box of Blu-ray movies and PlayStation 4 that I could load up and do stuff if I wanted to. But I was just smiling because I remember the analog age vividly.
Me too.
Like, I remember before the internet. So.
I do too.
I do too. Even though I'm younger, obviously, I still remember.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a better time. Maybe I'm just at that age now where I'm like nostalgic for the past. I don't know. I still like digital. Like, you know, there's nothing easier than having like every fucking album I ever want access to on my phone. Like, that's cool. But there's still just something to owning a physical thing. I don't know. And engaging with it because there's like the album art or the fucking the DVD art and like DVDs used to have
going
like
out and doing that stuff requires more camaraderie and social interaction. Whereas like if everybody's just staring at their phone, you know, you're not getting that. It's like going to a magic store and playing Magic, Sure, you can play online with your friends or you play online with strangers, but it's different when you're sitting all down together at the same table and you're playing. You get that social interaction. So I get why you like it.
I feel like everything like that is just better in person. Like playing something like Smash Bros. Always better in person.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Watching a movie with your friends, definitely better in person. Like just
more like, fun. Yeah. Everything is better with other people. I've been like trying to walk every day.
It's so true.
And I've been going with Nick. I've been asking Nick to come with me, and it's just more of a social activity. Like we're social creatures. We're meant to socialize. Like that's just part of who we are. So, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting thoughts. I for one would love for video stores to make a comeback. That'd be great. All right, well, let's get into the news this week. Folks, Dusty used to do video game journalism. Now he gathers entertainment news for us here on the podcast. What do you got for us this week, Dusty?
We got a couple interviews that are worth looking into here. James Gunn, this one just came out today. So
I saw this.
Spent a little while reading this. Rolling Stones did an interview with James Gunn, and he talked about quite a few things. A couple of funny stuff. But one of the interesting ones is it was asked after you temporarily got fired from Marvel for some old tweets, you said a ton of friends reached out to you, and that for the first time in your life, you had a transformative experience of feeling truly loved.
Yeah.
I mean, he says, there's no doubt that without that experience, I don't think I would have written the Superman that I wrote. I definitely wouldn't be doing this job if I didn't get fired, but I don't know if I'd be doing this job even if it wasn't for that. I just don't think that a character that pure would have appealed to me. So he had such a transformative experience. He said, how did that open the door? He says, I don't think that opened the door to me writing the pure Superman. That opened the door for me to stop creating so that people would like me. That's downplaying it, so that people would love me. I think that on some level, everything I had done came from a pleasing place. So he's basically making movies just so people would like him, or telling the stories that he was telling just because he thought people would like him. And after getting fired for all that shit, he's like, I don't have to do this shit anymore. I can tell stories that like feel good to me.
I think every artist probably has that like sort of thing. Or every creative has that sort of thing. It's not so much like you want people like, it's not just straight up like, if I make this thing, they'll love me. It's just seeking approval. And
right.
Having done that and then getting fired, it's like, oh, well, none of that amounted to really anything because I still was expendable at the end of the day.
Right.
So I could understand that totally.
Yeah, he talks about another transformative experience early on in his career when he was writing. He said he had like 50 chapters, 50 of the first chapter of, all the books that he was writing, and he just never would finish anything. He'd start something and go through it and put it down and start something else. And it wasn't until he got paid $150 million to do a script. I forget what it was for. It was one of his first ones. And he got through a lot of it and he couldn't finish it. And he's like, I just think I want to quit. But he said he because he got paid, he couldn't, contractually obligated. He sat down and finished it. But he said as soon as he finished it, he had a realization and like he was able to just sit down and start writing again. And that was also something that was very transformative in his career, which is interesting. But on the lighter side, with this movie, you have people actively rooting against you because they're fans of previous incarnation of Superman in DC.
That's
Zack
right.
Snyder specifically.
Did he say Zack Snyder specifically? Or you're saying that?
No, he says Zack Snyder's at the end of the question. And James Gunn says, what? Like surprised, and then starts laughing, jovially.
That's funny.
And he says, as you have heard. But he says, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. I don't mind it. I think it's good. I think if you want to have everybody root for you, and I have an actor who reads everything online, I won't say who it is, but he'll read this article and he'll know who it is. It's one of the top 5 in Superman. And this actor gets so upset over things that people say. I said, first of all, you realize that the trailer came out and it was 97, 98% positive. These people help us because you don't want everything to seem 100% positive.
It's got to be
all
David
right to have an opposing force. He said it wasn't because he was specifically asked. He said it wasn't Dave.
Interesting.
It's all right to have an opposing force every once in a while. Some of the things get ridiculous, I just know that every time something comes out, it doesn't matter how positively received, there's going to be something out there of great controversy. It was a great controversy that the sun caused Superman pain, which he goes into a little bit.
It's funny that he reads that shit and like, cause we talk about it here, or I see it on Twitter and stuff, and it's like every trailer that has come out, there's been like something that was controversial. It was the sun, hurting him, which is the lowest IQ possible opinion to have when you see that.
Right.
The current one is that there's a little shot in the trailer where it looks like, if you freeze frame it, that his back is clipping through the cape, and I don't know if it is or isn't, but it doesn't even matter because trailer footage is not finished CGI. Right. Like, it's from fucking months ago. So like, that's a dumb criticism. It's just nothing but dumb criticisms. Like, watch the fucking movie first, like Marvin said earlier.
That's it. Finished product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then judge it the way we do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty good interview.
Yeah.
He goes into a lot of other stuff. He talks about Batman. He said Batman 2 is not canceled. Let him cook. He's slow at what he does, but it's not shelved or canceled. We're just letting him write. So
I saw that he said, speaking of his DC Batman, the DCU Batman, Brave and the Bold, that is like the next focus of him and Saffron or whatever. That's like the next focus of the DCU is their Batman. So
yeah, well, I mean, because I think Wonder Woman's already coming out, so that's like the focus because it's what they have. But he hinted on it's a tough one to do.
There's no Wonder Woman
it's
yet.
The biggest. It's
you saw
well, there's Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, Supergirl. Sorry, Supergirl. Yeah.
No, that's done though. That's in production. He's saying the next focus is Batman, like bringing Batman into the DCU and how these worlds connect. I'm wondering if Batman's already been cast and we haven't heard any rumors about it, because he's hinted at there is a big cameo in Superman, and everybody thinks it's Supergirl because her movie's next. And he said there's a big cameo in Peacemaker season 2. I'm wondering if one of these two cameos is Batman. But we'll see, I guess.
Batman and Peacemaker would be crazy.
Did you watch this first season yet, Marvin, or no?
Not yet.
You better get on it.
I know.
You should watch it before Superman comes out.
A lot of stuff to watch here.
He said one other thing, too, in the article that I thought was kind of crazy, is that he said that apparently a DC MCU crossover has been discussed.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that was more lighthearted. He certainly said we've discussed it a million times, but he gives the story that anytime somebody's asked, would you come back? Like,
story
would
matters.
You come back for this character? Yeah, I wouldn't do it just for anything. The story has to matter. And
yes.
Obviously, James Gunn's philosophy is he won't greenlight anything unless he has a script he likes. That's why he talked about canceling some of the stuff that they wanted to do, but they couldn't because the script wasn't there.
He's obviously still pretty close friends with Kevin Feige, so like those two are in talks like all the time. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, it would. I don't know if I want a Superman Spider-Man crossover, but
no, not like that.
Crossover
was just
for sure.
That was just his example.
Yeah, that was the example. Yeah,
but yeah, having
because it was because there was a comic on the table and it was the first crossover.
Yeah.
Because he talked about what was in his office. He's apparently got a Christopher Reeve Superman suit in his office. He's got a Lex Luthor bathrobe in his bathroom.
Oh, that's funny.
Got comics all over the tables and stuff. So yeah, it's
that's cool.
But anywho,
yeah, this was a good interview. You should
really good.
Everybody should go read it if you're interested.
Yeah, and he did an interview with Fandango a couple of days ago with the 3 stars. That was also good. It's about a 20-minute listen. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like David Corenswet's philosophy on Superman.
Yeah,
specifically the trunks.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I don't know why everybody runs into the trunks like so much. I've never had an issue with it. Like ever in my life, I've just always accepted that Superman has trunks on.
I think that's just directors being in their own brain because the whole superhero thing.
Visually, it breaks up the blue. I mean, I don't think it's a really big deal. But he says too,
It
he's
looks
like,
weirder when it looks like they're running around in a onesie to me.
I know, I agree. And he said
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I had to call Zack Snyder to see what he thought of the trunks because he couldn't do it, and like I was. But anyway, David Corenswet said that ultimately, like, we should do the trunks because I think Superman would wear the trunks purposely to look a little bit more ridiculous. So because he's this like super powerful being, it's like he's a scary guy if you don't really know who he is. This is a way to sort of like neutralize that tension a little bit. I saw a TikTok somebody did, very good video. I should have sent it to you guys because it's the anniversary of Batman Begins. It's like the 20th anniversary. And this video just kind of like broke down the production and stuff like that of it. And it went into like excruciating detail. It was really, really cool video. But he was talking about how like that set the tone for like comic book movies that came after it with like the dark and gritty and serious take and everything. Like it wasn't just The Dark Knight, it was Batman Begins. But yeah. So yeah, cool interview with James Gunn. Go read that, folks. What else you got for us, Dusty?
All right. We got Bryce Dallas Howard did an interview with, I guess this was the Independent. Variety put it together because they used some other sources for this whole story that they put together, but this particular part of it was from the Independent. Apparently, she was never really surprised when a movie she's involved in was going to flop. She said, this is her quotes. You can always see it coming while you're making it. I've never been shocked when something doesn't work, but I'm just an actor. You're there to serve a director's vision. If the movie doesn't turn out the way you envision it, you can barely feel disappointed because it's not yours. You're not the person who's building the thing, which I think is a great philosophy to have if you're an actor. But if you're an actor, producer, director, then
yeah,
I mean, I can imagine it would hit you a little more. And, she talked about it. Actually, it blows her dad away that she doesn't break down because he's broke down a few times when some of his movies didn't turn out so well. 1992 Romance Far and Away. You ever seen that one, Marvin?
1990. What was it?
1992 Far and Away. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. This is about the Oklahoma land run. This was big in Oklahoma, but apparently it was a box office flop. Like
ain't no
everybody
way
I knew wins.
Marvin saw this.
For sure, haven't seen this.
But
I've
it's an
never seen
interesting
Nicole
one.
Kidman this young in the movie.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah.
But he had bombed at the box office, and Howard turned to Clint Eastwood for advice on how to cope with the failures. And he said, Ronnie, a career is like a season of television. You've got 24 episodes. Some of the episodes are going to be bad. Some are going to be serviceable, maybe a little forgettable. And maybe 5 or so of those are going to be really strong and last. So that's some pretty interesting philosophy that Clint Eastwood gave Ron Howard when he was struggling with bad movies.
There was
that was pretty interesting.
Speaking of Variety, they did the you know how I like to watch the YouTube videos of like where actors break down their careers or whatever.
Yeah,
they just did one with John C. Reilly that was very, very good. I recommend checking
the
it
GOAT.
out. Yeah, it was real good. He talks about like working with Will Ferrell and like how a lot of stuff in Step Brothers was from both of their actual like childhoods. Like some like Will Ferrell was like actually bullied into licking white shit when he was a kid. John C. Reilly like had like a gang war similar to in the movie with like kids and shit. Like there's just a lot of funny stuff that they just pulled from their own lives and yeah, he talks about how Will Ferrell is just so effortlessly funny.
Yeah.
And doesn't even know that he's funny or why he's funny. He just is. It was really good. There was a lot of cool stuff in there that he talks about.
Have you ever seen the John C. Reilly Adult Swim show?
He talks about it in the thing. I can't remember the name of it. Dr. Something,
so
right?
Funny. Yeah, it's called Check It Out with Dr. Steve Brule.
Yeah,
it's the funniest fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, he that's where that meme is from. With he's like,
yeah,
he talks about it in the
it's so funny
in that video. God. It was good.
I don't even understand how someone like him does something like that. I mean, I get it at the same time, but because he's just funny.
Yeah,
but it's crazy.
He came up in Chicago. Apparently, he was into like musical theater and stuff. Like he's got the chops. He's a good actor. Like he's been in stuff too that's not funny. He was in Boogie Nights. He's been in he was in the movie Chicago. He's been in like a couple of things. So yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. Back to Bryce Dallas Howard.
No, that was about it from that interview. Just find it interesting that she said she can see a shitty movie coming from a mile away when she's involved in one. But maybe that's just her experience growing up around her dad, and then getting into the game herself. She's got a little more.
I mean, I'm sure when you are like so embroiled in the film industry, like she's not just an actor. She's like you said, she's first of all everything. She directs, she produces, she acts. Her dad is like a fucking Hollywood giant. It's like she's been living, breathing, and sleeping film her whole life. So it's like I'm sure it becomes sort of like a sixth sense, sort of natural instinct when you're
instinctive.
like, this probably isn't going that. Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, that is interesting. And also, to be fair, she does some fucking stinkers like Jurassic World. Like, if I was working on that, I'd be like, guys, this is going to be terrible. Yeah. We should just stop doing it.
Well, she talks about him, Argyle, well, she talked about that. And I mean, Jurassic World wasn't really a flop, I don't believe. But Argyle certainly was.
I didn't see Argyle.
And I watched it.
Oh, the Matthew Vaughn movie. That's right.
It's so bad. It's actually funny. This is a movie you want to watch unironically.
Is it really that bad?
How bad it is. Yes, Dan.
Damn. It's got to be bad if Dusty's saying it's that bad.
This is
Dusty
one.
He doesn't say that a lot.
He watches like Civil War reenactments on like History Channel. We'll be like, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah. No, this one is over the top. It's I don't know. It's
okay.
Over the top bad. It's good. That's kind of where it's at, right? I feel like.
It looks like it's Kingsman like adjacent.
Okay.
In terms of like style, is it not?
I mean, sure,
I can see that
it's got
vibe
that
from
feel,
the
but
cover.
it's dialed up to
okay,
infinity.
Okay,
I don't know.
That's fair.
When they get into the shootout with the paint guns in the hallway, it's a little wild, or balloons or streamers, whatever it is. And then we got another interview here that we're going to talk about here. Dakota Johnson was on Hot Ones with Sean Evans. There was a couple funny pieces in here.
Yeah,
actually one funny piece really, where she's talking to him. She says, "You look like you're struggling too," and he says, "I am. I'm no superhero." To which she quipped, "Neither am I. I tried and I failed," which is hilarious that she can make fun of herself about that shit.
Yeah,
there's a couple good jokes in there.
Didn't she like fire her fucking like team of people over that movie?
Yeah,
she's in this new movie coming out, Materialists, with Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal. That looks good. It seems like it's right up my alley. It's a romantic comedy.
Yep. It's out. It's out in theaters already.
Yeah. I
should be able to talk about it in the next month or two.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I remember her reading that she like fired her fucking team of people because of Madam Web, which is what she was referencing in that joke. And I think I also I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but I feel like there were like implications that like she was almost tricked into being in that movie by Sony.
That's insane.
Well, but no, it was by her. I think that's why she fired her people, is because they kind of tricked her into
They misled her or something.
They told her she was going to be in a Marvel movie, which she was in a Marvel movie, but not an MCU. Yeah, exactly. Not the good one.
Well, yeah, it was, yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So, have either of you watched that?
No
movie.
Nah, I'll never watch that.
I don't even know who the fuck Madam Web is. So.
She's a Spider-Man fucking thing.
Character,
yeah.
From another dimension.
Yeah, she's like an interdimensional fucking being or whatever. You never watched the 90s cartoon, Marvin? Spider-Man.
Maybe bits and pieces. Yeah, I don't.
That show ended with Madam Web. Like it's like an interdimensional thingy. But yeah, this interview was funny. The Hot Ones. She's like, I don't know. She's like pretty funny. I think she comes off a little bit like bitchy sometimes, but like not in the good way. And I don't mean it to be like a sexist thing. She just seems like she's just disinterested in everything. But
she
makes a pretty poignant answer.
Was she from that clip you posted, Dan, with Pedro Pascal?
Yes.
Okay, she's funny.
Where she says her nickname was Cock growing up. That shit was so fucking funny. What were you saying, Dusty? Her poignant answer?
She makes a pretty poignant answer when asked about Hollywood being a big mess, or he asked about Hollywood being risk averse. And she says, it's hard when creative decisions are made by committee.
Yep.
Or when creative decisions are made by people who don't really watch movies or know much about them, obviously. And when something does well, a studio can't move on from it. They just keep fucking remaking it. And that's what we talk about all the fucking time on this channel. So
yeah,
I just thought that was
it was
at least good to see that some actors can recognize.
I think everybody's feeling it. It's not something that they can control, unfortunately. It's not really like we're in a time where fucking Martin Scorsese can't get his movies made. Like what? Like what are we talking about here? Like literally arguably like the greatest filmmaker of all time.
Yeah, but
right.
I guess. I mean, you start
it's
getting
like
up there like
yeah.
Martin and Clint Eastwood and even Ridley Scott, man. It's just I don't know. You want them to keep making movies until they're dead because some of those movies aren't that great.
But that's besides the point. So you're totally right. You're not wrong. What I'm saying is that they can't get their movies made for no other reason than that's not the movies that executives want to make. Executives want to make movies that they know are going to make money. And the ironic part is the very concept of doing that is not making them any money because the movies turn out like shit. Once or twice, you'll make some money, you'll fill some seats, but now everybody's fucking wise to it. That's why I'm talking about fucking fatigue all the time. It's not comic book movie fatigue. It's not action movie fatigue. It's not blockbuster fatigue. It's capitalism fatigue. It's fatigue of these fucking, like she said, committees of guys in suits with ties and no lips named Dennis, white guys that are just like, fucking, make fucking Superman a fucking lesbian and it's like they're not doing anything creative. They're not letting filmmakers be filmmakers. They're just throwing darts at a board and trying to, and it's like they're not learning anything. They're like, you would think after a certain amount of time they'd be like, all right, well, we're losing money now, so let's go back to making good stuff. But they're not. That's literally what the studio is about.
I would absolutely watch a movie about the Jonestown's massacres called Kool-Aid. 100%.
They need to make that
find
shit.
that interesting.
That's like,
would I watch a movie about the Kool-Aid Man? Probably fucking not.
That's literally what that show is about. It's like this dude who's like, I just want to make good movies. And it's like, nope, you got to do this. You got to do a bottom line. You got to do the dog and pony show for the fucking cons and the journalists and the this and the that. And it's like, I hope that when people watch our show, the podcast, that they realize that like, that's sort of the type of conversations that we want to have. Like, we're not picking it apart. We're not critics. We're not fucking writers. We're just like people who like to watch movies. Marvin doesn't like watching movies, but like
that's not true.
We're just people who like to watch movies. And like what you used to do is watch movies with your friends and then like talk about them. It's like what we're doing. So
that's it.
She's right. And that's sort of, I don't know. That's always been like the idea that I had in my head about the podcast. And I know you guys too. But like so much of filmmaking is just dominated by other things now. It's not just about making the movie anymore. That's why Sinners was so refreshing. It was just like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
A really good movie. That's an original IP. It's still a blockbuster. It's a cool story. Like it had everything. And you don't really get stuff like that anymore because what's coming out in 2 months? Like in a month, Superman. Cool. I'm really happy to see Superman, but like it's still part of the problem. You know what I mean? And then a Fantastic Four movie. Like, where's the summer blockbusters like Jaws? That used to be. It's like the blockbusters are only comic book movies now, or there's a lot of, and it's all because of executive overreach. They just like, I don't know. It's really bizarre. They're really stupid people. They don't know anything. You would think after a certain amount of time, they would be like, oh, well, we're losing money now. Like, people are disinterested in our shit, but they don't. They just keep doing the same thing. It's very weird. But
I don't get it.
Yeah, this was a good interview. I love Hot Ones. Hot Ones, this guy, he does, I don't know if he researches the questions himself, or I'm sure he has a team of people that does it, but
I would imagine he did some of it for a little while and helps still, but he's got a team.
They do a lot
it's a machine now. I'm sure it's more like, he just has a team that.
They ask really good questions. And I mean, obviously the show is so popular now that like they get anybody they want. because it's like known now. It's like, oh, you want to market
people who don't like
Go to
hot
Hot
food
Ones.
will go on there just to
you want to promote your movie, like
promote
you
their
got to go
stuff.
on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
I watched one too from earlier this season. It was Aaron Paul was on. That was a good one.
I've not seen that one yet.
He said that him and Brian, no secret, but him and Bryan Cranston are like best friends. Like since making, if that it makes me feel so good because normally people
that's good.
they work on movies together or shows and then they just kind of like go
Just
separate
work.
ways and you talk every now and then, but they're like actual good for like best friends, which is cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I was watching that Channel 5 news guy on YouTube that does like I forgot Andrew Callahan, I think is his name.
Andrew Callahan, yep.
He did a piece on the house that they rented for Breaking Bad and how the lady was like harassed and she had to put up a fence and like all this shit.
People throw pizzas on the roof.
Yeah. And it was crazy because at first she was embracing it, and then it started to get like people started to be assholes about it, and they just kind of ruined it for everyone else. So
yep. Yeah.
We had some good stories about like how they were filming and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. I haven't. Is that a new one? I haven't watched it.
I don't think I think it came out like a year ago.
He just bought Channel 5 back.
He got scammed out of that.
Buy another house and turn that house into a museum and make money off of it.
I don't know if you could do that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Could you?
I think you could.
I don't know why. Yeah.
The funny thing about that, which you probably already know, Dan, they had to pay them for the house, but it was only for the front and the pool, the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
The inside was like just a set that they used.
They do that most of the time. Mostly interiors are sets a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Easier to record.
Yep.
What else you got, Dusty?
All right, well, I don't really have any crossovers this week. Just got the last piece of news here, which is big. Spaceballs 2 remake. We've been shitting on him, but Mel Brooks is back.
Yeah, he is.
And he's going to play Yogurt. Bill Pullman, Rick Moranis coming out of fucking retirement is huge.
Yeah.
News.
I wonder, I mean, there were rumblings over the last couple of years that he was coming out of retirement. I think they're filming a sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids that he's going to be appearing in. There were rumors that he might be that he was maybe going to be in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire because he was seen in New York around the time that they were filming, I think. But that didn't happen. Yeah, Rick Moranis is like a Hollywood legend. He just kind of like disappeared. And I think what had happened...
He retired to live a family life.
Well, his wife, I think, died of cancer. And he retired to sort of like take care of his kids and sort of be present and like be a good dad and all that, which is very, very admirable and good for him. But he's like a beloved actor and comedy actor. And it's like the world has been clamoring for him to come back. And so this is kind of cool that he finally decided to come back as Darth Helmet. I think that's the character's name, right?
One come back.
Darth Helmet.
Yeah. Marvin,
I've never seen Spaceballs.
No, it's a parody movie about like Star Wars and like those types of movies.
Bill Pullman is going to be the president, I guess, and then his son Lewis is going to be in it. So is Lewis going to be the new Star-Lord?
Han Solo.
Lone Star.
Lone Star, yeah. Star-Lord. The fuck? This is a funny one. We got to make Marvin watch this one day.
Yes, we do.
There was a time, Marvin, where parody slapstick movies were like king. Naked Gun. We just got a new trailer for the new Naked Gun movie. That movie's going to be good. That looks good. But yeah, Spaceballs is like one of the best of those. Yeah, that's got to go on the Make Marvin watch list. But yeah, exciting. Spaceballs 2. I wonder when it's coming out. It's probably not even in production yet, but.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what Josh Gad says about it.
Why, he's doing it?
Isn't he not? Is he not involved? I thought he was.
I feel like I remember him talking about it. I don't know if he's. I mean, maybe I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Have to look into it.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for the news, Dusty. Appreciate it, as always. Let's get into today's review, folks. We're talking about the Apple TV original movie, Fountain of Youth. Fountain of Youth wants to be a globe-trotting, treasure-hunting epic, and I love a good adventure movie. Indiana Jones, National Treasure with Nick Cage, classics, love them.
The Mummy.
Mummy, yeah, I see. That's a good one. That's a good twist on the adventure movie genre. But the moment this movie starts, you kind of feel like something's off a little bit. And it sort of feels like it didn't come from the mind of an actual human writer, but a ChatGPT prompt. I took one note watching this movie, and it was, "Hey Siri, write me a treasure hunting movie script." So let's talk about Fountain of Youth and see what we all thought about it. So the premise of this movie, two estranged siblings, played by John Krasinski. He's Luke, and Charlotte Natalie Portman. I almost said Nicole Kidman because of the story earlier. They reunite to embark on a treasure hunt for the legendary Fountain of Youth. And as they follow historical clues from like stolen art pieces to shipwrecks to ancient scrolls, they are up against some shadowy protectors of the fountain, mercenaries and Interpol and all sorts of other stuff. And each other, really. They're kind of at war with each other throughout the movie, all for this epic wealth and eternal life. So this was directed by Guy Ritchie. We watched Guy Ritchie's previous film a while ago. We all were kind of like lukewarm on it. What'd you think of this, Marvin? Let's start with you.
I was entertained by this movie. Yeah. I don't think it was as bad as reviews are saying. I've seen some pretty bad reviews. You just kind of gave it a pretty kind of bad one intro there.
I did.
I was entertained. I still don't know if this is, I feel like I got scammed out of another Guy Ritchie movie experience.
Yeah.
This is the second one now. So I'm like, Guy Ritchie's kind of, is he just sucks or like sucks, but.
Yeah, you're getting a real bad impression of Guy Ritchie at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was entertaining. It was fun. It wasn't anything, mind blowing or anything, but I enjoyed it.
Okay. Dusty?
This was a mishmash of a bunch of other movies put together into a movie with a few new characters. This felt like Red Note, I think is what it's called. The movie with
The Rock.
The Rock and Wonder Woman and Ryan Reynolds, I want to say. Totally forgettable. Like
Red Note? Wait, what's it?
Yeah, it was Red Notice. Red Notice.
Red Notice. Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
Gal Gadot.
Okay.
I was trying to think
this,
when I was
trailer.
I was like, what are we talking about? What is it? The Ark of the Covenant? The
Fountain of Youth?
I couldn't even think of the name.
The Covenant.
Same thing with Red Notice. It's like when I can't think of the name of the movie.
That's a bad sign.
I don't even remember what they were searching for in Red Notice. Do you?
Just got a red notice because
he was just a thief. He was just
like getting blacklisted. Yeah.
No, but he was a thief specifically and was being chased.
I don't remember. Yeah.
She was like a Nazi or something. I don't remember. It was bizarre. But
there were some interesting story devices. I thought the use of music was cool and moving stuff. The whole trope of stones moving in pyramids is kind of dumb. Big ass stones rubbing on big ass stones. That's just gonna wear down eventually. That shit don't work like that.
When you're talking about the use of music, the fact that her son was like a virtuoso pianist and solved like the riddle or whatever, the puzzle.
Yeah. Using auditory stuff to solve the puzzles, I thought was kind of a clever way.
He used harmonic resonance that like echoed through this echo chamber to like trigger the key to open like the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really the only thing I was like, oh, that's kind of some clever writing. But everything else is just, it's your action. It's your action adventure treasure hunt story, except it's John Krasinski being
John
rather
Krasinski.
obnoxious through
Yeah.
the whole thing.
He's being like he's just being like a amped up version of Jim, basically, from The Office.
Just so many
I
dusty
feel like he's like a
complaints to list.
knockoff. He's like a knockoff Ryan Reynolds to me, or something. Like he gets that same kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not super inaccurate. Yeah,
he played the goofy office guy in The Office, and then he went on to do Tom Clancy's shows.
Oh yeah, what was that called?
On Amazon?
Jack's not Jack Reacher.
I want to say Reacher but it's not. It's Jack something else.
It's the ones that fucking what's his name? Whatever, doesn't matter. But yeah,
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Yeah, that's Tom Clancy. But yeah, those were good. That was a pretty good show, and he's done some other good stuff. But yeah, he's done some just mess stuff too. So
yeah. Just to be clear, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was entertaining for the most part.
Yeah.
But it is a very cookie cutter, like too cookie cutter of a movie.
I definitely got that vibe too.
Like, I think a movie like this, like National Treasure also, like National Treasure is good and creative in a different way because it's like an adventure movie. Normally adventure movies are like globe spanning with like some ancient treasure. What I like about the National Treasure movies, it's like it brought them back home, right? It's like the Declaration of Independence. It's the City of Gold, El Dorado, which is like in the fucking in the second one. It was in the the Mount Rushmore or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just a different spin on it. But I think these movies really showcase like how we talk about how like the film industry is like in a really bad spot right now and creativity's gone and all this stuff all the time. These movies really highlight how fucking brilliant and creative people like George Lucas was, Steven Spielberg, like all these older giants of the industry, Ron Howard and all of them. Because every one of these movies, this is a framework of the original adventure movie, Indiana Jones, right? And I'm sure there were ones before that they took inspiration from, probably like Lawrence of Arabia. I don't remember if that's like really an adventure movie that's similar, but the point being is that like Indiana Jones has set the standard for what a treasure hunting adventure movie is. And if you look at this movie in comparison, it has all the things. Well, you got the treasure. Dusty even got fucking confused. Ark of the Covenant, Fountain of Youth. Legendary treasure that probably doesn't exist. Okay. We've got the rich financier who wants to like find the thing for totally a perfectly fine reason. He's sick, but then it turns out, he's the villain. He wants absolute power. Didn't see that coming a million fucking miles away.
That's a pretty good line, though. He's like, "You're not really sick, are you?" He's like, "I'm sick of you."
From the Da Vinci Code.
That was good.
The Da Vinci Code, yeah. Dan Brown did this shit. Like they're all the same.
And then like the Mummy, brother and sister go on a supernatural adventure across the world. I mean,
true.
You got you got the fucking the secret fucking history spanning organization that's like protecting the treasure and that nobody else can get it. You got the fucking
protecting it but letting them get as far as they want.
Yeah. Then you got the actual like authority force, like the cops or the Nazis in Indiana Jones, and like it's just it's all the same. And this was just like, it didn't even try to do anything new and original whatsoever. Not even a little bit.
What about the music
Very
stuff?
unoriginal.
What with the fact that the kid just figured it out that way?
I mean, that's the clever puzzle making stuff. That's
it was like cool.
It
was okay. It didn't. I mean, it was like such a small blip in the movie that.
That's true.
It was. I was just like, oh, cool. That was it.
It was
But like tell me from the second the movie started and it introduced fucking Domhnall Gleeson as like, oh, he's financing this whole thing, like that you didn't know he was the villain. Like it was just this is the most obvious villain of all time. Like I don't understand. Yeah. And so I don't know. It was just this. I did enjoy it, but it really just felt like it was something that was not meant to be really fully watched. We talk sometimes how we just like throw stuff on in the background and kind of just do other things. This felt like it was made specifically to do that.
Yeah.
So it was just derivative, uninspired. I thought the dialogue and like the character dynamics were like really weird. You kind of touched on it a bit where you said that line that he said was funny, and it was. The quips and stuff between Natalie Portman and John Krasinski, I thought were actually more flirtatious than like brother and sister dialogue.
Yeah, they had more like
a sexual
weird
chemistry.
sexual chemistry than him and the one, the protector lady.
Oh my God, I'm so glad
it was kind of weird.
I'm so glad that I wasn't the only one that like thought about that, because like I thought the acting was pretty good given what they were, the dialogue that they were given, but like they just felt flirtatious to me, which was weird because they're brother and sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of like, you know, unoriginal, like he's like the default archetype for a treasure hunter. He's fucking quippy. He's like kind of arrogant. He's good looking. He's like kind of an asshole. Like it just hits all the same marks. So it's like, you know, like if you look at like how these large language models work, like ChatGPT and stuff, they are literally like, they don't think, they don't have any critical thinking skills.
They're just good at remembering.
They're conglomerates. Exactly. They're conglomerates of references. So like if you start a large language model from scratch and you show it a picture of a bird, it doesn't know what the fuck it is. It will learn that it's a bird after showing it the bird over and over and over again and being like, this is a bird, this is a bird, this is a bird, this is a bird, this is a bird from the front, this is a bird from the back. Then once it knows what a bird is, if you show it a picture of like a wolf, for instance, it's like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's not a bird. Okay? So with that understanding, this is what that movie was. It's literally like he put in a ChatGPT prompt, like, yo, I need a movie about a Fountain of Youth treasure hunting movie. Hook me up, and like it spit it out. I refuse to believe otherwise. Like this is what
honestly,
this is what a movie that was written by AI looks like. We joke about it a lot, but this is what it looks like. And the funny thing is, the writer James Vanderbilt, he fucking wrote the screenplay for Zodiac. Like what?
Wow,
that movie's a fucking masterpiece. Now, obviously, that was directed by David Fincher, and it's obviously a different beast. But like. You know, I'm looking at some of this guy's other screenplays. The Amazing Spider-Man, it's not the best movie in the world, but not terrible. Amazing Spider-Man 2, again, same thing. He did the murder mystery movie with Adam Sandler on Netflix. That's a funny movie. Not too bad. Kind of similar to this in a way. He did our favorite movie that we've ever done on the podcast, Marvin, Scream 6, 7, whatever the fuck we watched. This was just, I don't know. It was, again, not bad, but not good either. So,
yeah.
He probably just had ChatGPT help on the parties he was having trouble with. Like, this is my idea. I'm getting stuck. ChatGPT, help me out with this part. You could do this, or this. Actually, that could work. Let's have him get in a fight in a library and hang somebody from the ceiling. You know,
you mentioned Guy Ritchie, like how you haven't really gotten a good impression of him. I think the visuals of the movie kind of saved it because it is a pretty movie.
It was some good shots. Some decent action in there. Was this rated PG-13 or something?
Yes.
Because there was a lot of killing, but it was like zero blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's some slick...
So it was like, what's the very first like treasure hunting movie we watched?
We watched the Uncharted movie.
Yeah. It was just like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, this had some slick visuals, like it's some sprawling locations and exotic location. You know, you get to go to they bring up the Lusitania cartoonishly, which is a famous ship that sank. They go to the pyramids of Giza, which is where ultimately the story ends. Like
the Wicked Bible piece was
cool.
I didn't even know about that.
I didn't even. I thought about looking it up to see if it was real, but I was like, I don't actually give a shit.
It's real.
Is it?
Thou shalt commit adultery. Yeah.
So there's a misprinted Bible. That's funny.
Yeah, I think it's just that line though.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, so like visually, from a directorial like standpoint, I thought it was really good. I thought it looked cool. It looked pretty.
Yeah,
it was just the writing really was where I kind of didn't connect with it at all. Like everything is just very bland and boring and mediocre. And the most egregious thing about it, I think, was the group that was protecting the fountain. They had just zero backstory. They didn't even try to give them any type of like exposition whatsoever. There's just one brief scene with Stanley Tucci, who's credited as the Elder, and he's just like, we can't we can't let mankind get their hands on this. The power's too great. Like that's all you know, is that the power's too much. That's it. So
and that there's only two of them. There's the master and the apprentice.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So I
thought the progression of uncovering of the clues was good.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, but it was like, again, Dusty mentioned this is like a Frankenstein's monster of adventure movies. Like that was pulled directly from the Da Vinci Code, where like artists throughout history like went to great lengths to like hide the clues within their works of art and to eventually find like, have you seen the Da Vinci Code, Marvin?
I mean, it's just like National Treasure too, the Freemasons burying all the secrets and
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's just like there was not a single piece of original material in this movie. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what worked? Visuals, the locations, action sequences, like we said, their acting was good, and everything else just didn't really work that great.
I thought some of those action sequences were kind of cheesy and unbelievable, like the whole flotation device scene where they had to bring the boat up and then they got in a shootout on it. That was ridiculous.
And then the chick, you think the chick drowns and then she pops up.
Yeah, it's just it's
15 minutes ridiculous. Later in another scene.
I mean, she didn't drown. Come on.
I mean, but you don't see her get away at all. So
I've seen some other criticisms of Guy Ritchie now, and we're in on it because we talked about it. We watched Ungentlemanly Warfare, and this one. And I don't even know what came before that. I mean, I think his show, The Gentleman, was
like Ungentlemanly Warfare. Yeah, I like that.
The Gentleman, the show?
Ungentlemanly Warfare. I've not seen The Gentleman show yet.
Yes, you haven't?
I've seen
the
Isn't
movie,
it like a movie and a show or something?
Yes. Yeah. I've seen the movie, not the show.
Gotcha. The show is really good. And the movie's really good. But some critics now are saying kind of what we kind of said when we watched The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, is that this the low energy sort of tail end of his creative cycle of his career here. I don't know. I can't say. You said, Dusty, like it's a couple movies now. It's this one. It's Ungentlemanly Warfare, Operation Fortune, which hasn't really gotten.
I liked Operation Fortune as well. I thought it was good.
Okay, that's fair.
Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, it was a great cast.
Before that was Wrath of Man, which like wasn't terrible, but also kind of like But yeah, I don't know. I think this movie's really the writing is where it suffered the most, and
like this was out of all those, like I enjoyed this one. I didn't really enjoy. It was forgettable.
It's very forgettable. Yeah, I watched it last week. Actually, I usually watch them the day before. I watched it last week, and I kind of am foggy on a lot of what happened. A little bit, not really, but
I mean, I watched it yesterday, but I may as well watch it last week because it doesn't have a lot of rememberable.
Have you seen National Treasure?
Moments. Yeah, I love National Treasure.
I watched it like 2 weeks ago, and I considered rewatching it. Actually, no, I didn't consider rewatching it. I had a thought in my head: should I rewatch it? No, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
So
National Treasure is like the bar for how to do like an adventure movie that's like original and not, obviously taking inspiration from things of the past, but like also in its own creative way. I'll never forget, I've seen National Treasure so many times, and I still get chills in that movie when they finally reveal the treasure. Remember when he like lights the torch and like it just lights up the whole room, and you're like, it is fucking real. Oh, I'm getting a little choked up thinking about it. Like, it's such a powerful moment because the whole movie is about like his family history and how like they've been fools in history, and it's like it's not real, it's not real, it's not real. And then like, oh no, it is real. And like, it's such a good that National Treasure is a fucking great movie. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Some people
the reviews.
Some people like to shit on Nicolas Cage and stuff. That movie's brilliant. And I hope we get a third one. The long-awaited National Treasure third movie.
3, yeah.
Did
you watch the show?
No, I heard it was like not good.
Oh, there's a show.
It's all right.
Yeah, the show
that
was,
one. I remember that came out.
Yeah, it was Disney Plus. Justin Bartha was in it. He was playing like Riley, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know who this movie was for, to be honest. Like, again, I guess like if you're really going into this wanting like oh man, I'm a big adventure movie fan, like sort of like me, or all of us, it seems. Nah, the movie's gonna let you down, I think. Good for like one watch, whatever. Don't have to pay fully attention to it, but whatever. Slightly entertaining. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about with it, or?
There's nothing there.
No.
Even the treasure hunting tech wasn't interesting to me. Like, at least in National Treasure, you get like the lemon juice and like the heat and the stuff. In this, it's like all fucking Tony Stark tech. Like the dude from The Boys is like fucking swiping things off his wad.
That was crazy.
It was like, he's just like, I don't even remember with the paintings. He's like, yeah, it's in the shape of fucking constellations. Let's
He's
run
running constellations without like,
let's run.
Who coded this?
Yeah, let's run that in the algorithm. Oh, we got a match. Like, it's like, what? No, you didn't. What are you saying? And they fucking raised the Lusitania with just like, I don't know,
flotation devices,
flotation things that would just like, that ship would fucking just evaporate into the water. Like, it's just like, what are you talking about? This is so bizarre. I get it. You gotta detach yourself from reality a little bit, but at least make a slight effort. Same thing with like what Dusty was talking about with the harmonic resonance chamber in the Pyramid of Giza would have toppled the entire pyramid. Like, that is just, it's like it's thousands of years old. Like, they created essentially an earthquake in the fucking pyramid. Like,
there's no way.
It's just crazy. And then finally, let's talk about real quick the power of the fountain. Like, do we even remember what it did?
I know it healed, but then drinking it apparently gives you like Goku powers or something. They didn't really explain what it does.
You just go Super Saiyan.
It gives you like all power, all wisdom, all knowledge, and then they had to contain it, so they locked him in there.
But here's the thing, right? The legend in real life of the Fountain of Youth is that it gives you eternal life. It makes you young or whatever. But in the movie, it gives you eternal life at a cost, right? And so that's why he chose not to drink, because in order to gain eternal life for yourself, you're sacrificing the life of something you love the most. For him, it was his sister and nephew. Yeah. So he decided, and it shows, you get that visual that's like super on the nose, that like, we're dumb. I guess we couldn't figure it out for ourselves. They're getting like the life sucked out of them while he's getting powerful. So he chooses to not drink it. Well, the bad guy, of course, chooses to drink it, but he doesn't get eternal life. He gets rapidly aged, exactly like the German dude in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He had nobody that he loved except himself. He was self-loving.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
They said if you have no one else, then you get infinite power, infinite wisdom.
Well, no, he only loves himself, so it's like a feedback loop. It sucks the life out of him because it has nothing to pull from but himself.
If you go back and look at that scene, the guy that played the elder, when he's explaining it, he said, if there's no one else, you get infinite wisdom, power. We don't know what happens to the guy out.
Yeah, they locked him down there, so he could still be alive with infinite wisdom and power.
Just down there by himself.
He's just down there with infinite power.
What a fucking stupid ass fucking movie. Dude. He's just trapped in the Pyramid of Giza forever. That's so funny. Okay, sure. I guess. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, I had something else I was going to say, and I don't remember what it was.
I didn't get the tech behind the stairs coming out of the wall of the pyramid.
Yeah, who knows? The pyramid was just built on
that's the dumb stuff. Like
the biggest.
You roll that out 3 or 4 times, and you lost 4 feet, and then it's not going to go in the same. Like that's stone rubbing on stone.
That's what I'm
stupid.
saying. That shit, it makes no sense.
Because that's completely built on the premise of like the Egyptians were brilliant engineers. They could build anything. They built the pyramids so people act like they could have fucking like it's either you think they were built by aliens or they were just taught by aliens or they could do anything.
Yeah.
Like go back in time and give the Egyptians like a fucking disassembled car and they just put it together. Like what?
I don't think. Yeah, that never makes sense to me. Like
no, I mean
they were brilliant for their time, not like more brilliant than people that exist today.
The pyramids are like a pretty amazing marvel for the time that they were built in, but it's like there's not much more than that. But anyway, have you seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, Marvin?
Nope.
Are you fucking
I've seen
kidding me?
Any Indiana Jones movies.
All right, well, that's the Make Marvin Watch for this month.
Not even Crystal Skull?
I mean, when did they come out?
He
the
was
80s?
hiding it.
I wasn't even born yet.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is Shia LaBeouf.
I wasn't even born yet. Like you
could.
Dusty,
go back and watch.
Yeah.
Dusty, did you notice how every time we mentioned Indiana Jones, he kind of just clammed up a little bit, like he didn't want to admit it to us? All right, well,
it's no shame in my game. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I was struggling with what the Make Marvin Watch should be this month, so it's going to be Raiders of the Lost Ark. There it is.
Yeah,
the OG adventure movie.
Yeah, you do an adventure movie, right?
Yep. All right. Well, this has a 5.7 on IMDb. It doesn't really have very good reviews across the board. Like people have pretty much said all the things that we said about it. I gotta drop it. I gotta give it it's a little bit. I think it's less than mid to me, so I'm gonna give it a 4. Like it's watchable, but it's not. It's like it's barely watchable. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4.
A slight bump, I guess. This is like a 6.
You give it a 6. That's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
Dusty?
It's a 3 for me.
Wow. Damn. Okay. You hated it.
That's gotta be his lowest rating ever.
Might be. Yeah. Did not really like it. Not enjoyable.
There was like nothing in it that you found enjoyable.
I watched it, and I got through it. I wasn't entertained, and I'm just more frustrated with everything that I just saw than entertained.
You weren't entertained? That's crazy.
Yeah, I was at least slightly entertained, but that's fair. No, that's fair. Listen, we're all different.
I mean, it'd be like, okay, this is getting interesting, and I'd be like, no, that's fucking stupid. I can't watch this, and then I just keep watching, and shit like that keep happening.
That's fair.
So.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks.
Funny.
There's our thoughts on Fountain of Youth. It doesn't seem like Apple really has the movie prowess that they have with their TV shows, at least yet.
Yeah.
At least yet, but we'll see. Maybe things will turn around. Was this written by AI? Who knows? It certainly feels like it. Let us know what you think. Tell us in the comments what you thought about the movie. Do you think it was written by AI? We do this once a week for the most part. We don't know what our schedule is for the month of June. We had a late start to June because we missed some episodes in May, but so we'll get the schedule up. But we post our schedule on our Discord, which you could join for free if you'd like to watch along with us, know what we're watching. We post news and stuff on there that we share with each other. So feel free to join our Discord. You could check out our links over on our website, harshlanguage.tv. If you've enjoyed, consider subscribing if you have not done so already. Leave a like and all that good stuff. And we will catch you next week. Thank you for watching.
See you.
Costa.